NetoSportsGlobal. NetoSportsGlobal. Hashtag NSG.
Oh, I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again. So watch it, drink it in.
Remember to like and subscribe.
Greetings, Africa and the world, and a warm welcome to NetoSportsGlobal, hashtag NSG Episode 1, powered by the Academy of Sound Engineering, hashtag ASE. Thank you so much for tuning in, and do not be left behind. Remember to like and subscribe. Let's now welcome our special guests who are breaking virginity to this beautiful project. We've got Renaldo, Cortez, Ribgates, together with Luwi Muchona. You see, when you come to NetoSportsGlobal.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor to be with you on another time.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm happy to see you, happy to be here, and looking forward to breaking positive bread about this game of basketball.
Interesting stuff indeed. Let's also welcome our other special guest, all the way from Zambia in Lusaka, but currently based in South Africa, a basketballer, very passionate about the game in South Africa to level up and take her game to another level. Luwi Muchona, also known as Aisha.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here for sure.
Lovely stuff.
Let's get this party started.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. So we're going to do an activity just to break ice. So how it goes is that you swing with your left. You can start swinging.
With your left?
With your left.
Okay.
You swing forward. You swing forward. You swing forward. You keep going.
Yeah.
So we're going to introduce the right. When we introduce the right, you don't stop swinging with your left. Okay. Now with the right, we're going to swing backward. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to count it down. When I get to 0, then the right joins. And remember, the right will be swinging backward.
Okay.
So we keep going with the left forward in 10, 9, 8 to the right, 7,
Okay.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let the right join.
Okay. Together? What are we doing? Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it.
I got it.
All right, thank you so much.
Chugga, choo.
At least now I know you're awake. Let's get on to it. Coach, when we talk about basketball, what are we talking about?
A seed that's possibly able to grow into a great tree that produces phenomenal returns on the investment called harvest. Mm-hmm. Period. That can be every aspect of the game. That can be the ideology behind the game, created opportunities that come from the game.
Yeah.
And Luwi, your description of the game?
Basketball is a way of life, you know? It's just something that comes, you know? It just found me. And at my lowest point, I go to the court. When I feel sad, I feel down, I play basketball. That's just life. Yeah.
Now you know who our guests are. They are devoted into the beautiful game of basketball. My name is Neto. Neto Chamani. Wasiati konyangazi mumkhatsha phandle kunjani moyani vuku dendele. Coach, when did you meet basketball?
1972, the day I popped out of my mother's soul.
1972.
1972.
To date.
To that date to now.
What do you love so much about the sport?
I'm an autistic and ADHD person. Basketball for me has always been a safe space. When violence was a day-to-day way of every day, basketball was a way for me to take away that violence and put it into the game. At that point, it wasn't a game. It was just an orange ball that I couldn't keep out of my mouth. So at the early ages, I would chew on the basketball. My father just kept it in my hands, and every time I cried, instead of giving me candy or a pacifier, he put a ball in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Luwi, you started playing the game back home in Lusaka, Zambia.
Yeah.
How do you describe the game in Zambia versus in South Africa?
Well, the game in Zambia is not as extreme as here because not many people are familiar with the basketball. Most people prefer football and all that. And when I was studying basketball at my court, I was the only girl there. surprisingly. Most girls feel shy to go there and all that, but I had to force myself because I love the game. I love the sport, and I'm definitely going to play it. No matter how many dudes are by the court, I'm definitely going to go there, you know? Yeah.
Coach, the game is growing into different levels. A lot of people are used to the traditional way of basketball, 5x5, but now there's introduction of 3x3, which is showing signs of growth. How do you explain the two, 5x5 versus 3x3, to a young African or a young citizen, it could be anywhere around the globe, who's interested in joining the game, but there's that confusion of what's going on here, 5x5, 3x3, and the positions of the game?
So the fundamentals of the game are the same. In order to get to the 2-on-2, or the 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-5, and ultimately the 1-on-1, those are kind of like phases where you grow. You have to have first one-on-one individual training to learn how to play the game. The why you play the game, that's something that's in your soul. You cannot technically choose the game. A lot of people do love to play and they play the game. And they do choose the game. But there's something different about a person like that chooses the game versus the person that embraces the game choosing them. That's two different people. That's a person that says, whether I have the best shoes or whether I have the best arenas or the best teammates, I love the game because the game, the ball in the basket, is just something spiritual about that. Yeah. Me, I'm a person that dove into that pool. That's what the game is. It's spiritual for me. The physical sides of the game manifest themselves in the formats where you can compete in aspects of the game, meaning the one-on-one. Well, before you play one-on-one, you have to understand first what is one-on-one. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know how to play one-on-one, you can mimic by watching others play, which is very important. You have to always be an observer and a student of the game. You have to watch people play. Then you have to go out there and try to emulate what you see. Mm-hmm. That's where the interaction with training through the fundamentals, and that comes from great instruction. Now, you can learn from people that are not that good, and you still will learn the habits that they teach you, but those won't be the proper habits. So now when you graduate to certain levels, you're going to play one-on-one in one-on-one practice, one-on-one in the backyard, one-on-one at the park, and then you get this encouragement that, okay, well, we got 4 guys today or 4 girls today, so let's go 2-on-2. And then you're going to do the same thing that you would do on one-on-one, but now it's with 2 players, and so on and so forth up the line to 5-on-5. Now, I've even seen basketball in different formats where there's 10 players on the court on one team, almost like water polo. So basketball is a strange anomaly, if you will. I've seen a game that I've never known, which is netball. But we used to play basketball on basketball hoops that didn't have backboards. And you had to really be able to shoot to put that thing in the hole or in the basket, which is a milk crate with the bottom cut out, or the hanger on the door in the bedroom. The wall acted as a backboard, but you had to get it in the center. So I'm learning that game, producing what it is to be 3-on-3 and 2-on-2 and 4-on-4 and 5-on-5 or 1-on-1. Those are just platforms where you play the game. The game, actually, the best part of the game is the learning process. You can't embrace the other parts unless you go through the phases and the learning processes that get you. It's almost like the seed. You can't become a forest if you don't know what a seed is. And if you don't know what a seed is, you won't know the process of becoming a plant that breaks the soil, that becomes a tree, that turns into a garden, that turns into a fruitful game or a fruitful forest.
I grew up knowing that in the United States of America, basketball is not just a sport, it's a lifestyle, it's a culture.
Yes.
Is it still the case from your playing days as a youngster to the current day?
Absolutely. I mean, basketball, I just go back to the seed. It is a plant. It's like a human being. We're planted in the soil. It has a growth process. America is one form of that, but everywhere is playing basketball now. And if a kid, let's say I'm a 6-year-old or 7-year-old child, and I see the game on television, there's a whole world of experience that happened to get the game to be on television. So maybe today, because of the game, I'm a television commentator like a Charles Barkley or one of the WNBA superstars that have played and now retired. But before they got to be on television, they had to go through the game. And that game now produces incredible opportunities for business, marketing, business development, education. Even some people have started their own schools, started their own teams. Some people have opened up car businesses. I can remind myself of Dave Bing, former NBA player. So Dave ended up buying a bunch of car plants. Brother became a billionaire. Now, does he play basketball all the time? He's retired. But in the mind of the competitor, in the mind of the athlete, basketball is a continuation of growth and learning systems and learning how to diversify your personal life and your platforms and your portfolios. That's the power of the game. That's the power of the ball.
If you have just joined us, a warm welcome to NetoSportsGlobal, hashtag NSG Episode 1, powered by the Academy of Sound Engineering, hashtag ASE. We still have our special guest on board, that is Coach Renaldo Cortez, Rip Gates. I've never met a man with so many names. You never even know which one is the surname, which one is the second name, or the third name. But hey, this is the world. That's why we are called NetoSportsGlobal. We also have Luwi Muchona. How did you get the nickname Asia?
Well, I didn't even know that I had a nickname named Asia. This man right here gave me that name. I asked him, why you gave me that name? He said, because you remind me of Asia, the continent Asia. I didn't understand that. I just accepted the nickname, you know? It was just there.
Coach, do you want to tell us more?
You know, Asia to me is an environment that is very well organized. It has great history. It has great knowledge behind its existence, but it's mysterious. The moment you think you know Asians and Asia and the culture of Asia, you find that there's 100 cultures in Asia, almost like Africa, like South Africa. So she's a mysterious person. She pops out, she's bubbly, she's full of life, but then she can be quiet, like a razor blade, sharp, poised. You don't know which one you're going to get. On the basketball court, she's really laughable until she locks in on you and you have a problem. So that kind of, you know, summed it up for me, like this one. She's like a martial art of basketball.
Wow, fantastico. And Asia, tell us about your love for the sport. What drew your attention to basketball?
Well, I honestly wish I knew the sport earlier. From my first grade, I was just jumping from sport to sport to sport. Then, one time I was passing by this basketball court I didn't even pay attention to. I just looked over, I saw a bunch of boys playing, I was like, I am not going there. I am not going there, but I kept on looking every day past that road, something kept on telling me, come here. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely going there, because if I want something, I'm definitely going to go there and do it. That's how I just decided to go there. That was in my 10th grade. Yeah, I discovered basketball in 10th grade. I hate that I discovered basketball in 10th grade. I wish I started it like a 1 year or something. Yeah, that's how I discovered basketball, you know? And I thank my coaches from back home accepting me, because it was very tough being the only girl at the court. And all the boys are competitive, and especially when you're kicking them, you know? When you're beating them at something, they don't like that. So it was very hard to grasp the concept and all that, but I pushed through and here I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are the sporting codes that you tried out before you met basketball?
I tried football, I tried rugby, I tried tennis, I tried netball. Netball was my last, then I decided to join basketball, yeah.
Wow. What position do you play?
In basketball, I play point guard and I play small forward.
Can you explain those positions to a 9-year-old in Tanzania?
A 9-year-old, okay. So if I'm explaining a point guard to a 9-year-old, I'll tell that young 9-year-old, say, you're a point guard, you're supposed to take care of the traffic. You're supposed to tell your teammates where they're supposed to be. You're supposed to be the leader of the game. You're supposed to be there. You're supposed to direct them. If your partner, your teammate is not at the right position, you're supposed to direct them. Yeah. And small forward is this person who drives in to take the ball to the hoop. This person tries their best to get them fouls so that they can shoot on the line. Yeah, that's how I can explain it.
Wow, interesting indeed. And having left Zambia for South Africa, Have you found that missing link? Because one would think if you had met the right people back home, chances are you would have met the sport much earlier.
Well, I'm still grasping this place, yeah. I love the environment, I love the people, very friendly people, very welcoming, and I'm still learning. I'm here to expand and grow in basketball. I want to go big. Yeah.
Exciting indeed. Coach, you've experienced the game on both worlds. In the United States of America, where basketball comes natural, even gangsters play the sport.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the rehabilitation of those that were into gangsterism and many other destinations that are not so ideal and ended up being rehabilitated by the sport of basketball.
So the game gives you an option. And a lot of times people find themselves in unlikely situations because they don't believe or don't know that there's another option. Basketball gives you a system where it's family. You have coaches, those are mentors, those are elders who have experiences in life, but also through the game. You have teammates who are hungry. Some of them are your peers, some of them are maybe your enemies. In the game, you will have different points, maybe in practice, where you become very aggressive with each other. You may fight, fist fight. I'm a firm believer, I come from the old school, so a good fist fight in the practice is great for team camaraderie and chemistry. Not to mention, you get to learn if your brothers or your sisters are in battle with you. And honestly, when you're a player who's a person that comes from an adverse environment, a person who would be considered a gangster, you're coming from situations of suffering and pain. Basketball acts as a psychiatrist and a psychologist.
Yep.
But without healthy systems to help balance that, balance is the key. And a lot of times people who are in trouble, they lack discipline, they lack education, they lack instruction, they lack spiritual, social, mental, emotional support systems that can guide them and to be better people every day. We can look at the macro side, which that word meaning the bigger side, the grander side. But you can't look at the forest without looking at the seed. You can't look at the garden without looking at how you get to the garden. So a lot of people miss the process. They jump from first grade to 12th grade and expect success. You will have success. It's like success is how people believe it is stuff that you gather. Now, that's a beautiful concept when you have a swollen leg from a busted injury. Success is like swelling. It's stuff that you collect. But succession now, that's something that has roots that goes down and it establishes strength. So a seed that grows down, it grabs itself deeper. So you can't rip it from stability. Most of the young people that grow up into adults that are struggling with trauma or adults that are struggling with trauma, they are very, very not rooted people because their circumstance and foundation has been rooted in broken life. So basketball gives you that opportunity. And you'll meet really unique people. It's like bringing the world of experiences and cultures, families, how people eat. Like if you've never had a family that ate together because there's no mom or dad there, and this is a real story. The team has team dinner. Now, maybe you learned how to cook. So maybe today you're cooking hot dogs for the team. Maybe one day that kid that turns into a chef that becomes a restaurateur and owns a business. So the trouble that we have is necessary. Every seed has to go through dirt. The dirt is necessary for the progress. But you remember where you come from. And if you were a person that struggled with adversity, and I believe every basketball player that I've ever met, we had some problems. Your problem may not be the same as mine. Asia's problem may not be the same as mine. But we all can have common understanding and experience knowing that there's a challenge that one of us may have a solution to. That's the process of becoming a team and learning how to work together and learning how to win. Because when the game is done on the floor, now you got to take that skill set into a family. So if you were a selfish person on your team, you're going to be that same person in your relationship. You're going to be that same person in your job.
Yep.
So the apples never fall far from the tree because they're seeds that turn into a fruit. So trouble is just a concept of lack of self-knowing.
Yep.
You may believe you are a certain way. So you see a lot of folks, yeah, I got a lot of money, I'm a drug dealer, I'm this, I'm that. Yeah, I believe you. But the truth of a person like me, I have old eyes now. I know you don't know who you are. And time, if you survive, she'll teach you. Then you have choices. So maybe an old guy at 50 or 60 came out of prison And he says, you know what? I figured it out. Prison gave me a system of discipline. There's rules. There's rules in organizations. There's organic rules in the inner organic. In a system of discipline or non-discipline, there's organization. There is no chaos. Chaos doesn't work in disorganization. Disorganization is still an organization in the dis, as organization is in the organized. But chaos is a space where we all find ourselves. So if a person is chaotic in their circumstance, you lose a loved one. I can tell you so many times I picked up the basketball and I went to the park and I put that ball on the court until I couldn't move my arms. And that pain I felt, it changed.
Yep.
And every day I would take that ball and I'd do it. Mm-hmm. When loved ones died, I'd take that ball and I hit the court.
Exactly.
Or I go to the boxing ring or hit the bag. Sometimes, you get upset, you flip out, you get into it. Mm-hmm. Life will teach you. So this is the dynamic of this. Yep. It is a solution, or it can be an obstacle.
Profound indeed. Luwi, how did you meet Coach Cortez?
Well, it's actually a funny story, yeah?
I like funny stories. I'm here for them.
I was going for practice at the Mandeville Sports Center, and he happened to have a basketball clinic at the same space. So I entered this place. I was like, wait a minute. This place is occupied today, so I decided to sit because I don't like distracting people in their business. So I sat down there looking at the kids, bouncing the ball, learning. Then I just see this person coming from the door. He's like, yo, you want to join? Then I look back, I'm like, sure, because who can say no to the ball? Who can say no to the ball? Yeah. I joined in, then it's like, you want to help out with the kids? And boom, that's how I met this awesome person right here. Yeah.
And you ended up coaching the kids as well.
Yeah.
Is this now under Awi Sports South Africa?
Yes.
Tell us more about Awi Sports South Africa.
Awi Sports South Africa helps a lot of kids, yeah? With learning more about basketball, the principles, the steps, and all that. We help the children to know more about basketball, yeah? We have clinics and we have camps, basketball camps, yeah. We recently have had a basketball camp. When was that? The month? Yeah, okay, recently had a basketball camp.
In June?
It was in June, June. Yeah, it was in June. It was amazing to see the smiles on the children's faces when they get to learn something new and all that. It's great. I love coaching them. And the smile when they finally make a basket after a long day, it's priceless. I love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Magnificento. Coach, you want to tell us more about Awi Sports South Africa? How did it come about?
June 7th, 1998. I was a professional player here in South Africa in the PBL. The NBA sent me here. And Sam Vincent was owning a team in Cape Town in the league. Dr. Albert Muchona, who's the chairman of the BNL now, he was the owner of the Soweto Panthers. I called Dr. Muchona on the phone and I said, hey, listen, I want to play for your team. So I called from the USA. One of my former teammates in the States and just a brother that I played with all the time at the parks or at the Pro-Ams, Darren Cooper. Darren plays for a team in Durban. And I say, yo, Darren, he was at the Cleveland Pro-Am. He says, what's up? I said, I want to come play. Where you at? Where you at? So he says, I'm in South Africa. I said, what's the hookup, man? Because that's how we talked. You know, any real hooper in the Federation of Basketball in Cleveland, they'll say, I'm playing at this place. If you want to play, here go a number, call them. So I was like, give me the numbers. So I called two teams. The first team said no. Second team, I get Dr. Muchona's assistant. At the time, he was the Director General of the Office of Home Affairs. And I forget this brother's name, but he says, Dr. Muchona's in a meeting. Can he call you back? I said, of course. Now, I was really disconnected from basketball at the time. And it's a quick story what I'm saying, because to get to what I want to say, I have to tell this story. I called Dr. Muchona back, and I say, listen, sir, I want to play for your team. My name is Renaldo Cortez Ripgates. I'm from Cleveland. I know you haven't seen me play. I can send you video, NBA scout clinics I've been to, whatever you need, college stats, whatever. And he says, all right, fine. So he says, what are you doing this week, or maybe the next week coming? I said, nothing, just church. And he says, well, do you want to come watch an all-star game? So I'm thinking Gaucho's Gym, New York, nothing else to it, because I'm not really connected into basketball at the time other than pickup. I realize that it's the All-Star game. And he says he's going to arrange a flight for me. And I'm like, cool, let's get it done. Now, I had a lot of experience with pros and scouts and agents, so I already knew, like, this is some bullshit. Excuse my words. This guy's just giving me blowing smoke in the wind. I know this story. But something inside of me said, no, stay with it. Now, me, I don't give up. So if I believe in something, I'm going to go get it till I get it. I go to get the ticket. The ticket's not there.
Yeah.
And I call the number, and I just was straight to the point. I said, why tell me you're going to do something and you're not going to do it? I said, if you're going to play games with me, why even waste my time? So he says to me, hold on. So I hear some background noise, and he says to me, would you ride a bus? I said, of course I would. Long story short, the bus ticket came. I went to New York. I'm there. I have a meeting with Dr. Muchona, David Stern, and David Stern's wife. A person that walked up is a mentor of mine, Phil Hubbard, who played for the Cavs. He also took myself and 3 other players to the Reebok 3-on-3. In '91, we won the World Championship. Dominique Wilkins and Dee Brown handed us our trophy, and it was a beautiful day. We got Reebok shoes, black tops, so I've won the 3-on-3 before. And David says to me, Rip, we've been watching you since you were a kid. Yeah, you went to Cleveland Heights, and you played with this kid. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, man, I'm talking to the mafia. How do they know all this stuff about me? Yeah. And he says, there's a guy here that's been watching you. His name is Mark Steinberg. Mark Steinberg is Tiger Woods' agent. Mark Steinberg grew up 1 city away from me, literally 5-minute bicycle ride. So he'd been watching me. So in the basketball world, David says, everything in the game, we know everything. We have eyes everywhere. Sam is in South Africa. He's going to watch you. The basketball league there is the best in the world, and there are multiple NBA guys in and out of that league. So basketball here is not new. It's just new to this day. He'll let us know if you got the goods. If you do, you're here in the fall, and you're on a roster somewhere. June 7th, 1998, Peter Marisburg. We are fighting for first place in the league. I run into my teammate Billy Banda, face on face, full speed. In that game, going for that same ball was Flosh, the head coach, former coach for Cape Town Tigers, Agri Afula, Modi Cox from Buffalo, New York, Kelvin Robinson from Buffalo, New York. I was the only one to hit Billy's face, head on head. I took 2 steps and dropped dead on the court. Almost 40 minutes of chest compressions. Done. They called a pulse while I was in the ambulance.
Yeah.
I woke up 4 days later in the medical clinic, or maybe 3 days and a half. I was fully paralyzed, and then I went back out for another day. I came back to and started to gain full mobility. Now, that's a miracle. A lot took place in that. 20 years later, after a life of experiences, I came back after visions, and I started tweeting when Twitter first popped out in my world. And I said to Twitter, I'm coming back to coach the same team I played for. I'll see y'all soon. I still have those tweets in another phone. I'm busy writing the book and finishing the book. I ended up coming back and coaching the same team. I was associate head coach in 2018. Coach Stephen Butler was the head coach. But when I came, I was hired as the head coach. Elvis was the general manager at the time. Some things happened, I don't know. But I flew myself back because I was pretty financially free at that time. And I came back to claim what was mine. I came back and I worked with Coach Stephen Butler. We were successful. We won a championship that year in the BNL. I came back the next year and I was head coach, totally different roster. We won the league outright, lost in the final game to Flosh, Igoli Magic. Like, Igoli's always been a nemesis for me, but I love him. They're like the thorn in the side. But Flosh is an amazing coach, amazing brother, and we share some sacred experience together. So that is how I got back, 2018. I came back that next year, and I stayed from 2018, 2019, came back 2019 to 2020. And I was the coach that came back to the States, COVID, the whole nine. And I married my wife in 2019 after going through a divorce in 2018. The beautiful part about this story, in short, basketball, I won a bronze medal in Morocco in 2024 for Somalia, for Gift Star, the women's team. We were in the Morocco Marrakech earthquake. This game chooses you.
Yep.
It is a gift from God.
It's a calling.
It is
Yeah.
a calling. It is a gravity of weight. It is not for everybody.
Nope.
If you take the gift of the game and you mismanage the game, because no one can own the IP of the sport, not even Dr. James Naismith could own the game. He got a lot of credit. But I'm here to tell you that brothers were shooting basketballs in Bends in Brazil and in Africa all throughout our ancestral history. But you know how the story goes. He who has the platform has the know-how to tell the story he wants you to know.
Yep.
I don't knock these people, but I speak for the ancestors of this game and the ancestors of my people. No one owns this game. So that's how I got here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exciting indeed. Luwi, the coach is saying profound stuff about the game. What are your future plans? Where would you like to play one day? Basketball African League? NBA?
To be honest, I don't mind which league I play for or anything like that. I love the sport. As long as I'm playing, I will live. I will live. And I will help whoever comes, and whoever wants to help me will help me. I'm open to anything as long as I'm playing the sport I love, you know? As I said, it's a way of life. It's my life. And I love the sport. I'll continue playing. I don't mind where I end up.
Wow.
I wanna
What is
play.
this one thing that you've had or that you've learned from the coach sitting next to you that is still stuck in your heart?
When I met him, the first time I met him at that basketball court, he said, basketball is everything. Something like basketball is everything. Then he looked at me and said, I know you've been through a lot, but you're still pushing because of this game. I looked at him and I was like, how do you know that? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna trust the process. That's how I just got stuck to him like that, yeah. Because he showed me something, he gave me some hope, you know? I just went there and that day, let me just tell you, that day I didn't wanna go practice.
Hey.
I did not wanna go to that court, but something told me, go there. Just keep pushing, just go there, go practice. That's how I came, and boom, I'm here with this guy.
And the inspiration you needed for the day came at the right time.
Yeah.
So, coach, you know, in terms of career options, if you stop coaching, you can become a prophet now.
I'll tell you something. It's all par for the course. It's all related. I know why I am now. I know who I am now. And we're spirit having a physical expression. But I walk with spirit and I move in days. It's not something you can ask for. I mean, who the hell drops dead and comes back after 40 minutes and lives to talk about that normally? So I've come through things in this journey, and I'll continue to evolve and grow through things. Life is like a box of chocolates. No, I'm just joking. You know, life is a spiritual gift, okay? Basketball is just rubber without the gift of air. Spirit. There's a spirit in that ball. Depending on what kind of spirit's in that ball and what kind of spirit's in you, that ball's either going to bounce in your hands or going to bounce and go that way, maybe into traffic and you get killed. I've seen that. I've seen really ugly, terrible things in the game. I've been in basketball courts where people come with energies and somebody gets their brains blown out right there on the floor while we play. I've watched that. I've stood there. I wasn't afraid. It wasn't for me. But it was real. And it's really why this ball brings people together. That ball is no different than that bottle of water or this one. No different than this microphone. No different than a cup of coffee. They all carry something that brings people together.
Yeah.
For me, this was one.
Wow. What's the one thing that you've learned from your neighbor, Luwi?
You know, this is my daughter. I'm a grandfather and a father. I'm an elder. I always say I'm an ancestor, too.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't
A
grasp
living
that.
ancestor.
This soul will grow into something phenomenal When she says, where will I play? Well, you got 6 years, injury-free, God's will. You'll get a face at the NBA for women. It'll be all over Africa by then. They're here now. There's friends that I work with, friends that I grew up with. They're WNBA players, so you're going to talk to them. They're right in the WhatsApp. And then we just start having a dialogue. One in particular, my friend LaShawn Brown, and then there's Wanda Ford, who's the most celebrated player in college basketball history at Fordham University. Yeah. You remind me of both of them. But LaShawn was about 6'4". I think she played for the Sparks or the Lynx. But anyway, she has half a hand from a lawnmower blade accident. She played for Louisiana Tech. She was a dominant with half the fingers. She went to the WNBA and dominated with half the fingers. So here you are, 20 years old, and 24 to 26 of age, you will have the door to play if you so choose. The hunger is real, but I tell any person, if there's something you want, then you must decide that that's what you want and know that you have it and go get it. And don't get uncomfortable with the process because you can't start first grade and graduate college in the same month. Most people get impatient and they rush the process and they try to do things to speed it up. And that's where you get people who are in trouble.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between the quality of basketball played in Africa versus in America?
No. Basketball is basketball.
Yeah.
Now, certain ideals and behaviors, that has nothing to do with basketball. That has to do with cultural things, has to do with tribal things. I think that brings intrinsic equity and value and worth that we've never seen. I remember everybody's coming to Africa to colonize and mine. You think they're not coming here to mine human beings for basketball?
Definitely
The
not.
African is worth billions. But if it can be leveraged correctly, where there's fair, equitable share of value, and the creative entrepreneur athlete we call players, where they can reap what they sow as well as the benefit to everyone around them, then that's what we call Ubuntu. That's Ubuntu. The world does not know Ubuntu. The world knows colonization. The world knows capitalism. The world knows swellings and greed. But Ubuntu is something else. And that is what we lost as a culture of the people of Africa. How to share the gift without giving away our soul. Because remember, slavery started with us giving freedom to those who came looking for something that they didn't know.
Yeah.
We are the gold and the diamonds, not the material gold and diamonds. It is the people. And the game has the power to salvage so many attributes and aspects of humanity. Look at a LeBron James, Steph Curry, both of them born in Cleveland. Kids that Steph had a great family situation. LeBron had a mom who struggled. I know many mothers in Cleveland who struggle like that. My mom didn't struggle like that because she had my dad. But we were blessed to be that family. Ate dinner every day together, prayed together, church together every day, most of my life. And I got multiple ass whoopings too, every day, until basketball made a performance of my journey. These kids came through the bricks, but there's no excuse. And they were able to develop and grow. Both are billionaires now. Little black boys.
Wow.
From the hood.
Yeah.
From the bricks. From the dirt. From the township. From a Soweto. From a Umlauzi. From a Yeovil. Orange Farm. Ain't no difference. Just territory. And actually, the community infrastructure here is by far the best in the world that I've seen outside of Asia. It's the best.
Wow.
It's the best. And I've been in a lot of countries.
A warm welcome if you have just joined us. This is NetoSportsGlobal NSG, hashtag NSG episode 1. And of course, we've got Coach Renaldo Cortez Ripgates together with Luwi Muchona, originally from Zambia in Lusaka, but currently based in South Africa. And the coach is originally from Ohio in Cleveland, but currently based in South Africa. So, hey, South Africa is a home of all. You can mention any African country you can think of out of the 53 other countries. there is a representation in South Africa, and this makes this ground a very special ground. If you have just joined us, please do not be left behind. Remember to like and subscribe. NetoSportsGlobal and hashtag NSG Episode 1, and of course, powered by the Academy of Sound Engineering, ASE. Coach, now it's time to find out how well do you know your player next to you. Let's go for it. So, Coach, if Luwi is not doing much on the day, would she rather watch a movie, take a nap, or read a book?
Watch a movie.
Watch a movie? That's fine. We've got some love letters here
There you go, Suga.
to confirm which is which. All right. Another one, Coach. If Luwi had extra cash, would she go to a restaurant or buy herself a nice pair of sneakers or save the money for the future tough day?
Buy a nice pair of sneakers.
Okay. The third and final one. Which country would Luwi consider relocating to between Singapore, Kenya, and Qatar?
I said Qatar.
Qatar. All right. So let's find out how did the coach perform versus the real answers.
Aish.
So, Luwi, I'm gonna give you this one now. You give us the answers. What did you rather do between watching a movie, taking a nap, or reading a book?
I'd rather read a book.
I learn every day.
Yeah.
I love books.
So it's 0-1, right?
Yeah.
All right. Second one.
Damn.
If you had extra cash, would you rather go to a restaurant, buy yourself a nice pair of sneakers, or save the money for a future tough day?
Man, you know I'm always snacking. I'd rather go to a restaurant.
Hey, boy. Aish.
0-2.
I'm 0-2. That's all right.
All right, the third and final one, Luwi. Which country would you consider relocating to between Singapore, Kenya, and Qatar?
I said Singapore, man.
You
And
know,
the answers are here, Coach. So,
I lost.
Yeah.
You missed all of them.
so you've lost this basketball match
lost. She beat
3-0.
me. Badly.
She beat you.
Yep.
So now we go to ask Luwi about the coach.
Yeah.
So, Luwi, if the coach is not impressed with the team's performance, would he rather throw a bottle of water on the floor because of frustration, or will he shake his head or shout at the team?
He's going to shout at them. He's going to
Alright.
shout at them.
yeah?
For sure.
All right, next one. If it's time for the coach to snack, would he grab a piece of biltong, a piece of cheese, or a fruit?
Cheese.
Oh, wow. How do you know that? Sure.
And then the third and final one. What is the one thing you think the coach can cope without? A cologne, a watch, or his wallet?
His wallet.
Wow. She knows me. She's the best.
So, Coach, your answers to those questions? Or should we go through the questions again?
Oh, she's a victorious.
Because she got 3 out of 3.
You know what's
Based on
up.
the answers
You know
you've
what's
provided
up.
here, she got 3 out of 3.
You need to study.
No. So this is why I said shoes, because I know where her feet are going.
Yeah.
This is why I said Qatar,
Look at you.
because I know the money for the game is there versus everywhere else.
Look, you trying to polish
And then
it
the
up.
last one was, what was this one? Aish.
You said I'd rather watch a movie instead of read a book.
Yeah, because you said you had a lot of movies in your head.
Because I still prefer a book,
Exciting. So Luwi, you're walking away with this one. 3 out of 3.
though. You know what's up.
You're
You know
beating,
what's
the
up.
pill like
you're
a
beating
G,
the
man.
coach 3-0.
Yeah.
All right. As we wrap up, because I want to bring in Madam Gates to the conversation as well, because she's here and we wouldn't want a scenario where we call her after and say, Aish, only if we had spoken to you. So we hit hard while the iron is still hot. So Luwi, you say you love this game, provided you love the game. Talk to us about young Africans, young citizens across the globe who would like to play this game and they don't know where to start. What would you like to say to them?
I just want to say, go for it. No matter what you're thinking about, how you're feeling. You know, I was never confident, you know. I was this shy person, this shy kid. Everybody made fun of, like, look at that ugly person over there. She's never gonna make it, you know. She's never gonna do it. She's never gonna say anything, you know. Just go for it. People are gonna talk no matter what. People are gonna talk. You just have to go for it. You know that it's your calling. You know that it's calling you. You want it to go for it. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let a person stop you. They don't hold anything against you. Go for it.
Yeah.
That's all I need to say.
Wow. Do you miss Zambia?
Yeah, I miss home. I miss home, all right? I miss
What
home.
do you miss so much?
My teammates, my coach back home, Coach Monga. Yeah, shout out to him, Coach Monga. He's a good person. He's a great coach. Thanks to him, I'm actually having the skills and all that. Yeah, I miss that.
Wow. What did you like to Zambian kids that are in reasonable grades before the grade 10 that you got to meet the game at? Those that are below grade 10 that can still play basketball. And perhaps, like you, no one has introduced them to the game.
I just hope they discover the game before the age I discovered it,
Yeah.
so they have more experience and all that. I would love them to start at the early age, you know? The earlier the better. The more you get that concept and that skill, you're gonna have it, you know? Yeah.
Wow, super, super exciting. What's your parting shot, your final word?
My final word. I love this. I love this talk. Thank you for having me. God bless, and thanks. Just thanks, you know?
Yeah.
Good stuff here.
You know, in sport, there's this thing called substitution, where Luwi walks off the court.
Sub.
And then,
Yeah.
And then Madam Sokulu Gates walks in. Thank you so much for pulling
Hey,
through.
thanks, man. Thank you.
Yeah, well, hey, good running with you, hey? I'll take my L like a champ.
Exciting indeed. You're still tuned in to NetoSportsGlobal, hashtag NSG Episode 1, powered by the Academy of Sound Engineering, hashtag ASE. We are now joined on the conversation by the lovely wife of Coach Renaldo Cortez, Rip Gates, Madam Phumzile Sokulu Gates. That's what I was saying about so many names and the surname. Madam, good day and welcome to NetoSportsGlobal.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, and welcome to the viewers that will be seeing this amazing program.
How's your day so far?
It's been good. It's been good. Always with this man, we always have bookings everywhere. We are never home, so this is quite a very powerful moment for us to be the first and witness the NATO Sports Global rising from a high level as having this man.
Wow,
In the program.
exciting indeed. How did you meet this handsome man?
I met him at the gym because I'm a gym person, and I am also an athletic person, because when it comes to fitness, it's in me. I grew up with boys, my brothers. They taught me how to be fit at a very young age. So I've never been a person that is not active. Everything that I do, I have to make sure that I'm in shape.
So to our viewers out there, a special message is, if you're still not taken, visit the gym. You could just meet a handsome man. Coach, what do you love so much about this lovely wife of yours?
You know, she's the best person outside of my mother and my sister and my daughters. But even beyond that, you know, those relationships those are kind of like standard operating procedural relationships. When it comes to a life partner, it's got to be something that connects from the spirit and the soul first. And it's got to be something beyond this world. So I've had wives, I've had a life of diversity. But there was never a spiritual river that is one with me that now has turned into an ocean. And this is what she represents to me. It's, you know, for me, water is the highest altar in living life, water. So she's at that sacred space. Even in physical, you know, if, you know, we argue, we go through, you know, you're always going to bang heads with your teammates, especially when they get on your nerves and you do the same. But those are just part of the daily work in anything. But if there's no soul, there's no connection. And we have connections, but some of them are like sparks. They're not real connections. But when there's a blue fire, so she's like my blue fire, you know, different than red fire, orange fire. Blue fire is different.
Wow.
Yeah.
Spiritual connection is of paramount significance. Together, you've done great things. Talk to us about the Renaldo Cortez fashion brand.
So, over the journeys of my life, I've gone by Rip Gates, or Rippy, Mr. Gates. That was my teaching years for 23 years, and I was an adjunct professor for 3 years. But Renaldo Cortez, that's my first and middle name. And during 2011, I started to go through a transformation in life. So after the accident, I went through many phases of life. Like I forgot a whole life after that day. In the progression, I started to move into different phases of my name. I was in real estate and businesses and all of those things. And then I went through some hardships. 2011, I went through kidney renal, 6 surgeries in my kidneys, developed kidney disease that I found out about in 2014. And then I went through horrific issues with tearing my leg off and going through that and in the nursing home. All of my friends were 80 and up, and all of them I watched die, and I walked out of that nursing home. That's when my face and hair started to turn white. In that time, I started to speak to the Renaldo Cortez. So my first tweet was Renaldo Cortex. I didn't realize I put an X, but in algebra, X means variation or variable. It means change. Malcolm X. Change. So there was a serious spiritual shift for me. As that time period started to grow, I went through other things, I like to call them major crises that helped make me into this path that I walk. Renaldo Cortez, 2018, I won a huge lawsuit after tearing my leg off. How I did this was in a basketball game in the men's league at 42. I went up for a layup at Fairfax Rec Center. A center in 1991 where they put a mural of me on the wall outside of the rec center. One of the most prominent rec centers in the history of Cleveland basketball. I went up for a layup, slipped on a puddle of water from a ceiling leak that the rec center ownership and the city knew about, but covered it up because it was a black rec center. My leg snapped and folded all the way up. My foot came up here. So the leg was folded like Bugs Bunny. I woke up in the ambulance, and I'm like, damn, they're going to cut my leg off. And then they hit me with the morphine, and I was out. And from that point on, Renaldo Cortez started to speak to me, just kept speaking. So I had a theory in 2014. It was one day, one game. We are Samunye. That word is something that I learned in 98, never left my soul. We are one. That name started to resonate with me. This is me. This is who I've always been. So I started to walk in that. Fashion, I've always been an art person or creative. But basketball, football, baseball, soccer, rugby, boxing, martial arts, I was real heavy in all that. So I didn't have time for fashion. I didn't care about clothes. I don't like wearing clothes anyway. If I could walk naked every day with a little patch on, I would do it. I hate clothes. I don't like them touching my skin, but I found out that that's a trait of like autism. It's a normal thing, sensory perception. So in 2018, I was with my wife at that time and my children, and I'm like, I'm going to bring this Awi together. So Awi I've had since I came back. It means to define yourself, to arise and win. Awi is actually the triangle with this path in it. That was actually me coming back from death through the door of the portal of life. But I came back through multiple portals all at once. And those stories now represent that tapestry of fabric. Souls, people, experiences, win, the different elements of human life. That's the fabric of fashion. That is the essence of the great I am. In physical form, we say tetragrammaton. But in general conversation, we say God. So everything is that. So now in 2018, I'm like, damn, I'm going to start making clothes. So I decided to start making clothes. And from 2018, now I'm making clothes. Now, I'm not a person that sews. I sketch, I concept, I develop. I can tell you exactly to the stitch how I want it. And I put people who are better seamstresses to do that. Because I don't sew. Sewing makes me go crazy. And I'll just, tear the whole piece apart and throw it on the floor. 2023, I was chosen to be a designer in New York Fashion Week and London, Paris, and showcased in Milan. And that was nothing but God. Now we're showcasing again in New York Fashion Week. I've been showcased in Jamaica. The brand is moving around the world. We have been doing fashion shows during COVID. My wife did shows, the Heritage Show. So it's Renaldo, Cortez, Ezra Mzansi, Heritage Fashion. But it was impacted and collaborated in our synergy together in regards to herself and her sister, Spangale Sukulu, who, in the fashion world, she was one of the best, the first black Miss South Africa. So fashion is something that got like basketball. It just said, you come over here and pay attention to this classroom. I'm going to teach you something, and then you'll know what to do or what not to do. I still don't know what the hell I'm doing in fashion, man. I really don't.
Wow.
But I know it's
Another
all
colleague?
good.
Another colleague?
Yeah. We can say that.
Yeah.
And now, I've always worn polo shirts or T-shirts and blazers and khakis. Growing up in the Catholic school, that was all day. I just hated ties. They choked me. I always thought the noose on the black man's neck, so I didn't wear that. Now, I just did a video shoot with Bogart, and now they're blessing me with the doorway to do a lot more shoots. Bogart for Men. Me, I never really wanted to be a fashion model. I think it's vain. I'd rather talk trash and shoot a jumper on you, a dunk on you or something. But too old for that, but I can still shoot.
Wow.
I shoot the lights out, but...
Basketball and fashion together, it's quite an exciting combination.
Yeah.
It is.
Memsokulu, your lovely husband touched on your late sister, may her soul rest in peace. I always say, when you've done well in life, there's a legacy that keeps you alive. How do you remember, Mem Swosh?
Sibongile Sokulu was one of the, I would say, few women on earth that were real, true, because there's not one person on this earth that can say, I fought with her. She was that, I wouldn't say good, but I would say a shape of an angel on earth that you come across. It's rarely that you come across a person that will never shout at you. Whatever that you've done wrong, she will say it in a way that you're like, I'm going to do this again because this person is not shouting at me. It's because of her spirit. She had a very calm, wonderful, kind, and generous spirit.
Under the umbrella of Renaldo Cortez fashion brand, you do fashion shows and you even have your model in the house. Karabo is here, shout out to Karabo. What kind of a model is she and how did she become part?
Which model?
Karabo.
Oh, Karabo is my goddaughter. And as we pray together and as she is a wonderful spirit-filled child, I got to introduce to her fashion. And she was like, oh, okay, I can do it. Because her figure and her stature is beautiful. She reminds me of my sister. So she's one of the models that are disciplined, that are focused. And, from one thing led to another, and now she's permanently our model, both in the fashion wear of our sports, because as you see, I'm wearing the fashion wear, and also for the Renaldo Cortez Zanzi fashion. And by the way, with the Zanzi fashion, I came up with it because he loves fashion, and I come from the background of fashion as one of the beauty queens back in the day, and I did modeling with my sister. She was older than me, but she shaped me in the modeling world and on the fashion world.
Exciting indeed. Coach, as we nearing closer to wrapping up this conversation, what would you like to say to an African child who's wondering what sporting coach can they join. Perhaps basketball could be their calling.
Yeah, basketball would be great. I would prefer that most children play basketball, but at the same time. When I was raising my children back in the States, I never made them play basketball because basketball in my life was not just a game, it was like an addiction. When I wasn't able to play, I found myself in dire straits at different points in my journey. Addiction, the streets, different points of violence as an adult. So God was merciful with me. The ancestors were merciful with me. Find the best thing that that child loves. What you love is what loves you. If it's not basketball, it may be writing. If it's not writing, it may be comedy. You may love to be a person that helps sick dogs, be a veterinarian. But whatever it is that you love, that is the sport and that is the passion that is going to bring you to your destiny. Basketball is a gift, but if I could use the pagan holiday Christmas, under the tree, all the children don't get the same gift. If they did, the person that's given that gift doesn't know their children. They're just doing something out of form. So each gift should be dedicated to the type of child that you are dealing with. Anything that you're doing, your gift is dedicated to you, that's been given to you by God.
Wow.
So you must focus on that.
Fantastico. If you have just joined us, we are wrapping up a conversation with the Gates family. We've got a coach, Renaldo Cortez, Rip Gates, together with his lovely wife, that is Pumzile Sokulu Gates. Mam Sokulu, the month of August in South Africa and various parts of the continent, perhaps, and globally, celebrates Women's Month. What did you like to say to women out there in this special month of theirs?
As you know, I'm an active person and fitness is my passion. And that's why we gel, me and my husband, because when it comes to basketball, it was like, oh, wow, I love this sport. I didn't know it then, but I know it because that's the kind of a person I am. I'm very intentional with everything that I do. So in this Women's Month, I would like to say to all the women out there, please encourage each other. Fix another woman's crown. You can't sit in the house when another woman is torn apart, is crying. Go out there, reach out, find out and hold their hand and help them to cross. As women, we are not supposed to be just idle. We are naturalists by nature. So we need to help one another to cross.
Coach, as you know, that women like to be spoiled, and it's their month. So what do you think is an ideal gift for Madam Gates sitting right next to you, between a new mobile phone as option 1 and option 2, a shopping voucher, option 3, a massage treatment at a top-class massage parlor?
I'm going to choose C.
You're going to choose C?
And the reason I say C, right? The phone is good, but it's a bill. That massage might release a level of stress that I might have brought on or life. And, you know, yeah, she don't want the massage. Well, you know, I can't get it all right, you know.
Well, on behalf of my husband,
Eish.
I would like to say we go to massages every month.
I love it. Hey.
Why would you choose a massage when my phone broke?
Yeah.
I tell you why, right? Here's why.
Can you tell the world what you said in your answer? Because I've got it right.
So my answer is
she
the
want a phone.
phone, a new phone, because I've told him before. I
Yeah.
said, I'm tired of this phone. It keeps breaking. When are you buying me a new phone? Because he buys me phones. So,
Let me tell you why I think he didn't choose a phone. Because you know the scenario where you are in a room with people and everyone zooms into their phones and they zone out. So I'm thinking,
yeah.
you know, the phone is a bit destructive at times.
Yes.
So at least after a good massage treatment, you'll come back brand new.
Yes.
And then
And
you
use the old phone.
You
It still
rekindle
works.
again.
Yeah. So I would take that one, Neto. I would take the number 3 because somehow at the back of my mind, I'm like, I know I've told him about the phone, but every month we go for massages. So chances are, because I love massages, he's gonna choose it. So I give him that he knows that I love massages.
Wow, beautiful one. Coach, your putting shot?
First, I want to say thank you to you, and I'm very proud of you for taking a leap of faith and doing what is the next level and the next door to your greatness. I've met you in the last couple years, and it's just a blessing to know who you are and to be able to share space in your day. Keep doing beautiful things, and like I said when I came in, this environment reminds me of my Cleveland brother, my big brother mentor, Arsenio Hall, who had such an impact in the culture and the community until he brought Malcolm X, or not Malcolm X, but Farrakhan on the show. They canceled it. So I feel some power here. Please keep being a light in the darkness, man. That's all.
Marvelous. Madam, you're the African queen, so you've got the final word.
The final word is the world hasn't seen this man. This man is such a wonderful, great coach, great husband, great friend, great father. All in one package. I know he always says he's autistic, he has ADHD, but the way he's able to control it, it brings out the best in him. So I'm grateful that God gave him that gift of autism and ADHD. And also to say thank you to you, Neto, for, doing a follow-up. Your show is one of the few shows that do follow-ups. You don't leave people hanging.
Yeah.
You come one day and you forget about them. Thank you that you are always a man after your word. And we grow because we are together. And may the show go from strength to strength, from the first level to 1,000 episodes. I can't wait to be on 1,000 episodes.
Now we're getting there rapidly. I like the fact that, when you say follow up, in life, I look at life like this. You do not want to become a doctor that says the operation went well, but the patient died.
Damn.
You see? So you want to be the doctor that says the operation went very well, and the patient will be released on this day.
Yes.
So because in that way, then the doctor can pick up a phone after weeks and say, how are you feeling? So it is of paramount significance. We are not just ticking boxes. It's life. We live together, And as an African, it's very close to my heart that as an African, we don't leave each other hanging, but we move the journey together. Although we have difficult and complicated calendars that are jam-packed with this and that, but every now and then it's important to touch base. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
What would you like to say to the viewers so that they don't forget to like and subscribe to NetoSportsGlobal?
NetoSportsGlobal NSG is one of the best shows that you need to watch. And it may look like this is the first episode, but it is the first episode of many exciting, powerful shows. So you need to subscribe and #NSG.
Wow. Magnificento. Coach, I can see your smile that you want to say something.
Just thank you. And I will say, I'm bringing some amazing sons and daughters of the soil that are lost in America back home. They just need to come put their feet in the soil, and then God and the ancestors will tell them what to do next. But by all means, come home and enjoy the sun.
Wow.
Yeah.
And thank you for being the nation builder, but also to your lovely wife, because as you were talking about spiritual connection, I got you fully, because if you are not aligned and you want to go to the courts, to the streets, and teach the young generation the game of basketball, and she wants to be spoiled elsewhere, now there's a clash of events. But the fact that she's able to be a nation builder with you, and then just work around time to say, at this time we will have our own time, but this time is meant for the nation, because we know if there are no nation builders, then it's all a lost world.
Yes.
So thank you so much for pulling through.
Thank you. And
Well, yeah, there you have
I
it.
wanted to say also, the Awi Sports is where the teaching begins. So I would like to encourage all the people that have young kids. We start from 6 years old up to 19 years old. We want to give you foundation, and NSG is the best platform. And who knows, in the future years, there will come the kids that we actually contribute our movement with, especially the Ratangbana. There is an orphanage, Ratangbana, in Alexandra. For us to be part of them and to teach basketball, it shapes them to be better citizens and better leaders in the future. So
Wow,
thank you
exciting.
for NSG. It will prosper because you also look after people.
And for someone who's watching, who's interested in, joining the ground in terms of grassroots of basketball through Awi Sports South Africa, how do they go about it?
They go about going to our website. It's www.oursports.africa. And my number, well, I don't know if I could give my number, but yes, you go to the website, and you can even go to Facebook. We have Our Sports on Facebook.
Exciting indeed. Thank you so much for pulling through to NetoSportsGlobal, #NSG episode 1.
Amen. Thank you.
Fabulous. That's how we wrap up the conversation with the basketballers, the nation builders, people in the world of fashion, and they are not taking chances. They put up great shows indeed. We say big ups to the Gates family together with Luwi, Muchona, and to the entire movement that supports the beautiful work that they are doing. And I must say that thank you to the Academy of Sound Engineering, #ASE, and Team NSG and Team ASE for the beautiful production put together. My name is Neto, NETO Chemani. Osiati konyangazi mumkhatshwa phandle kunjani moyani vukuvuku dendele. We rise by lifting others. Ngachivenda bari ritakuwa ngautakula bangwe. In Portuguese they say, udia acima da terra é bom dia. A day above the ground is a good day. Ciao. Cheers.
Neto Sports Global. Neto Sports Global. Hashtag NSG.
You'll never see anything like this ever again. So watch it, drink it in.
Remember to like and subscribe.